Hi, let's make Psyduck. I'm gonna start off with making quick sketch, and this is just gonna be a reference for our sculpting. So we have our basic shapes, and we can follow those guides from the drawing to sculpt. And as before, I always say this is just reference, and then this is a sculpting video. They usually like to time lapse over this. So let's start with the new object, which is a sphere. This could be Psyduck's head. And then we can add another sphere for Psyduck's body. And whenever the gizmo disappears, you just go to the view and go to gizmo again, because I think it's a bug from Nomad. Maybe slightly smaller. That could work. We can validate. And go to the front. We can add Psyduck's mouse. So with the mouse, I would do maybe like a cylinder. And we can just use the gizmo tool, go to view and gizmo again because of the weird bug. We can just put this in the head part and maybe make this slightly smaller. And shape it like a beak, like this. And now we can validate. Can use the voxel. 100 should be okay. We can use the smooth tool. So now we use the drag tool and we shape this beak. So I'm going to just pull this over and then, push and then pull the upper part towards the cheek. And make the drag tool smaller and we can pull this cheek here. And now we can voxel and smooth this. It's shaping to be Psyduck's beak. We can shape it more. So use the drag tool again. Then we can make this like a slight dent, like this. And then do the same thing on the bottom, like this. And then we can inflate this part. You can inflate. Maybe make the intensity way down so it's not too strong. And just do little by little. And then do another one. You can voxel. And then smooth. Can use another inflate over here and do the intensity lower. So we want to make the beak part thicker. Then we can voxel and then use the smooth tool again just to smooth these edges because the beak is just very round. Just want to keep on smoothing and voxel. You want to pull this beak more And then just shape it. Not too much, but just right. Might be a little hard, but with more adjustments, it should turn out like this. Like Psyduck's beak. Now we can pull the snout like this. And if you make a mistake, you can make it. You can always undo. So whatever feels right, you can do the radius adjustments. You just do slightly raise the snout up. Like that. And you can voxel and smooth. So I think we have some of the shape in, and we can just shape it little by little. Like this, and then just voxel and smooth. Now looks a little like Psyduck, but we can add the feet. Let's add the feet. So we can use maybe another cylinder. Use the gizmo tool. So pull it forward, and we can mirror this. Psyduck has 2 feet. And go view and gizmo again. Can do this adjustments for the feet. And just pull it to where Psyduck's feet are, which is right here, because we want Psyduck to be sitting down. Oh, let's pull it slightly like this, and again validate. Now we want the little toes to point out, so we're doing slight adjustments to the radius, and we can pull like this. So yeah, that should be pretty easy. Make it slightly smaller. So now we can drag it more. Make this smaller again. So now that we pulled the toes in, we can voxel. Maybe like 100 and smooth. We can shape it more using the drag tool. We want this to be to shape to be as one, like duck feet. Just want it to look at similar to the drawing, and then just voxel and smooth till we get the rough edges out. So voxel and smooth, voxel and smooth, and voxel. And we have Psyduck's feet. We can drag this body because it's not really that round, so we can flatten this just as if Psyduck was sitting down. We can add Psyduck's hands, sphere. I do really like using the sphere, but I think it's because I started with clay. And I think it's just a very easy object to use. We can mirror this. This Psyduck has 2 hands. And I want Psyduck to just hold his head. So like this. We can validate so we can shape the hands. So Psyduck has like tiny fingers. You just want to just drag this forward as his hands are shaped like a teardrop. So we are shaping his arms slowly. Now he looks like he's doing like a hold up. And let's pull his fingers to the right side like this. You see? So pull finger. You know when you zoom in and then the radius would also adjust for you. Let's pull this finger in like this. And just do slight adjustments. You can shape it more. Psyduck has 3 fingers. So once we pull this in, and maybe we shape more of the hands, we can voxel. And then smooth. So you can remove the weird shape and voxel again. Just maybe inflate this so it's not too pointy. Just see what looks right. And then we can voxel again and smooth. And then we can drag this. So Psyduck's palms would be like flatter. Like this. And we'd want to voxel this after shaping it a lot. Do the X-ray tool, you can see what's covered underneath the face. That's weird. For some reason Siri heard me and now it's talking to me. But yeah, that scared me. Right. So we have Psyduck's fingers. And then we're just shaping it little by little. And it should look the same for the other side. Now we can drag this so it's part of the body. Or at least we just want it to look like it's connected to the body and not separate. Like that. So we have the basic shapes in, and I guess we can add Psyduck's hair, which I think should be the box. Let's just validate, and then I feel like it's just easier to just shape it after validating an object. And then let's do Psyduck's hair. There's 3 tiny things on the top so he's not bald. Let's do slightly by the back. And slightly tilting. This works. So now we can voxel and smooth. do sometimes forget that if you smooth out stuff, it greatly decreases the size of your object. So that's why I'm using the inflate tool. We're going to inflate this little by little. And then voxel. And then we can smooth. Just very slightly. Then we can drag this so it's not too straight like this. And shape it curved, just slightly curved. Too strong. Okay. And then we can make instance. So this would be Psyduck's other hair. And just put it on the other side. And let's make another instance. Put it on the left side. It should be just whatever feels right. Trying to think if I should make the hair smaller, but right now it's fine. And we can add Psyduck's tail. Trying to think. Let's just do a triangle. Or I guess a cone. And I'm just going to validate this and put it in Psyduck's butt. Like this. This pointy. We can make it pointier, and then once we put it in, we can always inflate, make it bigger, like this. And then, yeah, that's voxel. And then slightly smooth. I'm going to flatten the top, like this, and then voxel, and then smooth. So now it's not too pointy. Can do that again. Flatten. Nope, it's too strong. Flatten. Just to make it not too pointy. And you can smooth. And voxel. Let's pull this in. And then we might want to do like a tilt. Like this. There's his tail. This cute tail. I'm just gonna drag this because I do want it lower, but it's just the head is making it harder to shape. So I'm just going to delete that or flatten so it can go lower. And just voxel and smooth. And we can now, I'm just going to put this part of the body. I should name my stuff, but I'm lazy and these are very few objects, at least for now. So I'm just going to smooth, do the smoothing. And just do some adjustments. And now we can do Psyduck's eyes. Let's do the eyes. And just pull this here. We can make some adjustments. Psyduck has oblong eyes. And then maybe like this, make it smaller. Oops. I see the time and I have a doctor's appointment, so I might need to cut this video short, but and continue once I come back from the clinic. But okay, I just do wanna put this in. Whatever. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I do want to make the body higher. So I should name my stuff, but so it's this one and then the body. And I do want it higher. It's too Psyduck. This one looks too tall, so you see the difference? Like I pull that here. And he looks better. And let's adjust the eyes. I also think maybe I need to make the body smaller. But little by little, I can do the changes. Yeah. Let's do this. And I think that looks pretty okay. But I'm going to come back later after my appointment. I'm going to save this as Psyduck. Okay. Okay. Let's continue. I'm just going to do some small adjustments while looking at this more. Let's reduce the size of Psyduck's belly because I think it's way too big. I think that should be the right size. And I look back and forth so I can compare. I like them to be slightly bigger than they should be, but I think that one was too big. And just gonna align the feet so it's easier to move closer. Just going to stick this towards the body. Might need to rotate it more. Oh, this is locked. The snap. I'm just going to click the snap and we can now rotate it more. And let's lift it up like this. Okay. Looks better. And the hands, I'm also going to make it slightly smaller. See, and back and forth. It works. So let's do the eyes now. Let's go back to the eyes. Let's do some slight adjustments. Let's add the pupil. Looking for the gizmo tool. And bring this forward and just make it. Psyduck has very, very tiny pupils. So, super tiny. Looks funny. Okay. Make it maybe smaller. It looks a little funny, but he already looks funny. So I guess we made that goal. Just gonna pull his eyes more towards his face. Like that. And just following the shape of the round face that he has. And just following, you know how it's pointed up? We're also pointing the eyes up. Okay, I guess that looks more like Psyduck. Just reducing the shape and pulling it out more, and I can see that it's slightly bulging from the right side, so I'm tilting it towards the other side. And let's color. So I think adding color, and then we can look into it more. Let's color everything to yellow. Let's do the eyes to white. I'm going to remove the grid so we can have a clearer view. Let's color the beak and then the feet to the page. Off like this. I think, yeah. The hair to black. And oh, the eyes too are black. Okay. I mean, this is pretty good. I think this is already pretty good. Good stuff. But we can make small adjustments. Oh, I'm forgetting Psyduck's nostrils. Let's trying to think. I'll probably make just holes for it. Let's do like a crease or a sub brush, maybe. Can try it. Too big. Okay, let's do. Maybe slightly more. Like that. And we can voxel this so it doesn't look as funny. And then we can do the crease more. And maybe you can smooth this. It's also black, so we can color it black. Just voxel and smooth. And I think I'd be more, yeah, like that. And let's paint the nostrils black. Like this. That might be too much, but it's not that bad. I think I made it too thick, but I can just do some slight adjustments. Because I did follow the nose line, but I can smooth this. Oh, I forgot that smoothing also changes the paint. But yeah, I think I'm taking too much time in the, nope. In the painting, but I did it pretty fast. But also I think Psyduck is one of the easier Pokemon to make. I can see that the body, I want to move it forward. Oh, okay. Let's do this. See, as you can see, it's just more centered. Just making it more centered. But the nose is throwing me off, but I think I'm just gonna wait. I'm just going to leave it as like this. 'Cause I hate the nose. I think I made the nose too big. That's why it looks off. But I mean, we don't have to follow all of it. It just looks like it's like your version of what you want Psyduck to be. You can even make a cuter version of Psyduck. I do think Psyduck is cuter without the nose, but I think this should be just lines. I'm fixated on the nose now because I made it bigger, but it's okay. Yeah, that looks pretty cute. Do a 360. And I hope you like this. Let me know suggestions and what else I need to do to improve.